So I've been playing around with this new Exodia deck that we're going to have in July in the TCG. The deck feels very cut and dry. It doesn't really allow for additional engines to be splashed into it because the Exodia will just remove whatever you make if it's not a part of its own family. And so you can't really play a whole lot of engines that would normally be played in a deck that is like halfway good at building a board, and then you're just finishing it up. So I had to find an archetype that could do enough to put something powerful in the back row to be able to, you know, at least back it up a little bit. Now what I settled on here was Spellbooks. They do a pretty good job of deck thinning, searching their own stuff, and then you have that Spellbook of Fate, which is a pretty powerful card. It's that tri-modal effect. Most of the time we're looking for that banish, but the other effects can be useful as well. And so I want to show you here kind of the play that I'm looking for whenever you have an opening hand. Now this first card can be one of many cards in the deck. Any of the Millennium monsters we're playing can get us to the cross, but we just need this to be the cross, or a way of getting to the cross, so that we can put Exodia on board. This needs to be either Secrets or Blue Boy to start that little rotation of spells. And this can be any other Spellbook card in the deck as long as it's not a second copy of Blue Boy, because we need it to be one of our spells. And all of our spells will rotate through each other so long as you open this hand. So we'll start off here with someone in the Blue Boy. We'll get the search and we're going to grab Secrets. Obviously if you had the Secrets, you would grab something else. The cards you use out of the Spellbooks will not change in this hand. It's just the order that you activate them or search them might change a little. We'll grab Secrets. Activate Secrets, we'll grab Knowledge. We'll use our Master, we'll reveal our copy of Knowledge, we're going to copy the Secrets in the graveyard, and we're going to grab our copy of Fate. And then right here is really nice, we use our Knowledge to get rid of the Blue Boy to draw 2. These are just, it's unshuffled, so it's just 2 Exodia pieces, but it could be any of your other stuff. We play enough good stuff to where this draw can be meaningful, and it can set you up in the back row a little bit more, and that Blue Boy was going to get wiped off the earth anyway as soon as the Great One came out. And then we can start getting into our Exodia stuff, so it will cost us more if we don't have the shield or the cross in hand to do it, but it's still plenty as long as you can get there in 2 summons. So we'll use our Caveman, we'll get our shield, we'll put shield in back row, we'll use our shield, and we will get our cross. And then we'll use our cross, we'll reveal all of our Exodia pieces, we'll get the Phantom Incarnate, so the big boy's on board. So now in the end phase, well, first we'll set our copy of Fate or whatever else you happen to have. We'll use our Exodia Incarnate's effect in the end phase to search. We'll get Exodia Hellflame for that board wipe effect. And now you have 2 bodies for your next turn for whatever you want to use them for. You have the Negate for the Exodia Incarnate. You have the Bounce, Book of Moon, or Banish of Spellbook of Fate because your graveyard is fully loaded up with 3 Spellbook spell cards. And then you have the Exodia Flame for the board wipe. So it's 3 pretty powerful interactions on your opponent's turn there. And then, like I said, you would have 2 other cards in that opening hand, and you would have 2 more that you drew. So now as far as the deck list, here it is. I'll give you a little hover on each of them. It is very tight because you need a good number of all of your Exodia cards in order to get that half of the deck to work. And so there's not a whole lot of room for like trimming that down to make room for other stuff. So I fit in there what I could without making the deck too bulky. Ideally, I prefer 40 cards no matter what. But to make it 40 cards, you would end up having to cut out like hand traps or other interactions on your opponent's turn. And I just don't find that to be all the way worth it. So for instance, if I wanted to get this down to 40, these probably got to go, and then maybe the Ash Blossoms or something, and you would play a one of something else instead. I don't know that it's really worth it to play 1 Ash Blossom. So the deck's a little bit tricky to build outside of the pure version. The pure version is fine. I like it. I think it works pretty well. I just wanted something that did a little bit more than that because it gets really repetitive. And this is what I came up with. If you have any other ideas, make sure you let me know down below. I'd be happy to hear what everybody else is playing with this deck, or if you just think the pure version is the way to do it. Happy deck building. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.